What I will tell my fellow farmers is they should use fowl and other animal droppings to grow onion. It makes the plants look nice and stand strong. Everybody should try and collect such manure to farm. Onions need fertile soil to grow. Just like any other plant, onions take up nutrients when their roots absorb water from the soil. The nutrients are the food for the plants. But onions have few roots and shallow roots, and therefore can take up nutrients from the topsoil only. Many onion farmers use mineral fertilizer to increase yields, but they often waste a lot of money and may even see their onions rot in storage. In this video, we'll learn how to keep our soil fertile, and above all, how to avoid wasting money. Onions need just the right amount of water, as too much water will drain down the nutrients in the soil below the reach of the roots. To make the soil hold more nutrients and water, add organic fertilizer such as aged manure or compost. Organic fertilizer also adds small amounts of nutrients to feed the plants. Black or dark soil is usually rich in organic matter. If your soil is reddish or yellowish, onions will only grow well if you mix organic fertilizer into the seed beds and plant beds, preferably 1 week before transplanting. In Keita in southern Ghana, farmers grow onions on sandy soil. Vero Yormewu explains why farmers come to her shop to buy manure. If you apply chicken droppings or cow dung to your plants, it facilitates fast growth and it gives the plant the ideal green color and increases the yield. Onions will also store better. Chicken droppings and cow dung are both effective, but chicken droppings work faster. Cow dung, on the other hand, stays in the soil longer. It can work for 2 seasons. Even though manure is not always readily available, all farmers can have organic fertilizer, as Hawa Salifu from northern Ghana explains. You can put decomposed household waste into the soil, so the soil will not become hard and dry, but will give a good crop. Spread the organic fertilizer onto your plant beds and mix the fertilizer into the topsoil, 10 to 20 centimeters deep, to make it available to the onion roots. Seedlings will establish well in soil that is loose and rich in organic matter. 2 weeks after transplanting, the seedlings will have recovered and the roots will have started to grow. Only add extra nutrients from this time onwards. Mineral fertilizers from the shop contain nutrients that are easier for the plant to absorb quickly. The 3 most important nutrients are called nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. White fertilizer, or urea, only has nitrogen. When you see NPK written on the bag, this fertilizer is colored and has all 3 of these plant foods. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium all do different things in the plant. Nitrogen, or N, is to help the plant grow leaves quickly. But be careful. Too much nitrogen will make the bulbs mature too slowly. The bulbs will be more watery, softer, and will more easily rot during storage. Phosphorus, or P, is important to help the plant grow roots. So this plant food has to be available early in the season to boost yield and bulb size. Potassium, or K, helps the plant to better resist diseases and cope with droughts. It also improves the quality of the onions and is therefore more needed when the bulbs start to form. Apply mineral fertilizer when you weed the onions and when you see that your plants lack nutrients. As onions have shallow roots, better apply small amounts of fertilizer but several times. Use a soil scratcher to make shallow slits in between lines of onions. Put small amounts of fertilizer in the slits so that each plant will benefit from it equally. What I do is that if I apply the fertilizer, I make a small line and put it inside and cover it. If not, an hour later it might rain, and the rain will run it off. In his coastal village, Mike Thompson understands that mineral fertilizer applied to sandy soils easily drains down below the reach of the roots. As soon as the plants have enough leaves, he sprays a foliar fertilizer so the nutrients are absorbed through the leaves. Too much nitrogen will make the bulb soft and spoil your onions in storage. So stop applying urea at least 2 months before harvest. From then on, only apply potassium or wood ash to strengthen the onion skin. This will protect the onions from rotting during storage. While mineral and foliar fertilizers can help you grow onions in poor soils, remember that manure or compost is crucial for onions to grow well, in any soil and any season. If you are not able to get enough manure or compost when you installed your beds, you can always sprinkle some compost on top of the plant bed later on. It will make the soil softer, so that water can be more easily soaked into the soil and the bulbs can more easily enlarge. If you apply manure all the time in the dry season, it makes the soil loose and the crops do very well. It's because there's not enough manure that we mix the white man's fertilizer. If not, the black manure is better for onions than the white man's fertilizer. Now let's review how to make a fertile soil for onions. Onions need organic fertilizer, such as aged manure or compost. You may apply small amounts of mineral fertilizer several times during the season, when you see the plants need nutrients. Stop applying urea 2 months before harvest. From then on, only apply potassium or wood ash. This will help store your onions better and longer. And you'll be able to sell them when the price is high. In onion production and marketing, if we use cow dung in the soil, it makes the onions and carrots big without using more chemical fertilizer. This results in lower costs, so you won't lose, but rather generate profit on the money you invested.
na-akpọ benefit